Who's ready for it? Woo! Woo! Let's go. Columbus Day, we made 4K basically. Sick.
Let's get to the charts this morning. I love having you here on Monday. I always say you're cool, calm, and collective, and you come in and set a great tone for traders. And I think it's extremely important, especially on a day like today. Like you said, Columbus Day, markets are open, some bond desks are closed, but here we are on a Monday coming off of a really busy Friday. What do you see coming into today?
Yeah, I mean, that Friday was super busy. And what's crazy is I was actually at the New York Stock Exchange on Friday when that was happening. And then here, I honestly thought, looking at how we closed near the lows, that there was potential for a gap down. And of course, that didn't happen. We gapped up. Now, I'm definitely measuring out the fib from all this move lower to see what we're going to do here. We already had, during Asia, a retracement higher. And of course, like you just said, we're pushing higher right now, like in the 30 minutes leading up to the open. So it doesn't seem like it wants to sustain any down move. It's holding this gap up. So we're going to have to see how today unfolds if we take out the London high and what we're going to see today. I'm kind of worried that we might have a bit of a consolidation if news doesn't come out. But otherwise, I feel like it might be a busy day if we see some more tweets about the tariffs. Some scenarios I would look at, I think, this London high. I want to see how we react to the London high here that we create at 4 a.m. at around 24,946.48 level, 46.5 on Nasdaq, and on ES 6706. So to come down and fill the gap, the perfect scenario for me, and I just think about that, like what would be ideal for me? Probably that one of the indices takes out that high and the other one doesn't. We have a divergence and then a shift lower, and then I could go for the gap fill. It makes sense that you wouldn't be just trying to long after the first huge down day, right? There's definitely always more that could come. And we were literally at all-time highs before that drop on Friday. So it makes sense that no one really would want to put that risk on going into the weekend. So it kind of makes me think about the psychology of that as well, like who actually wants to be longing here. But anyway, here versus this high, I think that would be ideal for me if maybe Nasdaq takes out the high because we already did start to push up a bit. And then we get some sort of shift on a lower time frame, maybe a 15-minute or even the 1 minute, depends on how structure will look like. And then we could go for a gap fill. That being said, we are pretty much in the middle of the range right now. Yeah, we already had rejected this here. And the fact of the matter is, yeah, we didn't have a fast move lower. So it can't just be shorting right away here. I do think that we could probably take out this high. But if we are going to continue past the high and really displace past it, well, then it's kind of like a situation we've had plenty of times last week where we dropped lower and then we just reverse, right? Because after we take out this high, we keep above it. And same thing here as well. It's just push past it with a displacement here. So if we just continue and we don't sweep it, then I'll have to consider longs. And it really depends on if it's an energetic push past this high for me. If we just kind of sweep and reverse and keep sweeping and reversing, we're going to have a range day today, which is my least favorite kind of trading to be doing. I don't really like holding trades in consolidation, but if that happens, then you just have to establish the range, which will probably be from this low to this high. Essentially, that's what I'll be looking at. I'll mark out basically the range from this high from London, 945-ish, and then here, 729, and we'll see how it goes. All right, you guys, here we go. Here's the open. I'm gonna look to try this as a scalp to see if this is gonna work. Not a scalp, sorry, but I'm gonna try the longs here. We inverted. We retraced to below 50%. Thinking back up to this pre-market high, minor buy side equal highs for ES. And then the London high, just by the way that we took out all those previous hourly lows and previous 4-hour FEG, we couldn't hang below there, right? Like I said. So my stop will be 30.5 actually. That's the first target, right? I also have the London high as the second target. ES just took those equal highs. Let's see Nasdaq can catch up to the pre-market high. Stop should be break even now. Right now, stop's at break even. So now it's a risk-free trade. I obviously want to see more continuation. We can't really, if ES sort of wicks this, then it'll be a different story. So let's see how this goes. The end of this 35 seconds, right? Until this 2 minutes over, actually. The minute's over now on ES. The equal highs to close above them. So that's very nice to see. So let's see if we can staircase back up. Staircase back up. Let's go. Don't really want us to invert this, right? So that's why I keep kind of pushing my stops at break even now. We want this to hold and this order block, honestly, to hold for a nice smooth push back up higher. We're up. Oh shit, I should not have looked at my P&L, but I'm up a lot. Up 75 points. Let's take a deep breath. Yo, you guys, if this hits it, we'll pull out the money gun. It'll be a fun day. All right, let's see this. I don't want this candle to really fail now. I want us to just pop up from there. So if we just come back again into this FEG, I'll probably take my partial. I'm watching the 30-second as well as it unfolds. So I want to hit this by like 10, right? Or like 3 minutes left. I'm sure there's people screaming at me to take the partial. You gotta let it play out. I mean, this was the first target, right? The minor buy side, the pre-market high. There's no reason for me to... If you're patient on getting your entry and patient in drawdown, you got to be patient while you're in profit as well, right? It'd be sick if we score this. It'd be like a 100-point move. You got it, bro. Let's go. First target smashed, 100 points. Let's go. Now we obviously I'm gonna trail all the way down to this swing low. Let's go. Now we got to see how it reacts to this minor buy side, right? ES gunning for that London high. Right, and we're just trading the range, like I said, right? We wicked below this little pre-market low. Now we're just going for pre-market high or London high, right? We went for this minor buy side of pre-market high. The next high is here from 4 a.m. We don't know if that's going to be like a super smooth way to there or not. So either way, profit has been locked in and trailed. Woohoo. W's in the chat, please. Let's see them. Let's see the W's. This is one of my biggest trades, so this is great, especially on live stream. Woohoo! Tanya, thanks for displaying your patience. I would have been out already. I appreciate showing what patience can do. You're welcome. Patience pays. Patience pays. That's literally what it is. All right, secured the 90 points there. Out of the position, out of the long position. Secured 3,800 bucks live on stream. Man, now what? Well, we'll see what ends up happening here. Like I said, I didn't want to be part of this consolidation anymore, so don't really care what ends up happening. If we end up taking the London highs, I'll be happy my analysis is correct, right? But I got to the minor buy side, right, which is my first target, and yeah, I just trailed super tightly there, and I basically got out of the rest 10 points below that minor buy side first target. So, good trade. Very good trade. I'm happy. We swept those pre-market lows and ES actually didn't. So that's your divergence. And I said, if people are long bias, that's where, start looking for the reversal. And basically after this push up, that was the market lending its hand, showing I drew the fib. And when it retraced to 50%, I basically just hit buy and held minor buy side to here and pretty clean trade. Who wants the money gun today? We haven't brought out the money gun in a long time. Because Mondays can be slow, So this is fun. We're having more volatility in the marketplace. Who's ready for it? Woo! Woo! Let's go. Shout out to Projection for doing that. Columbus Day, we made 4K, basically. Sick. Patience pays. Patience pays.
This presentation is for educational purposes only. All of the symbols, trading ideas, and live trading are for demonstrational purposes and are not recommendations or trading advice. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All of the information and opinions expressed by third-party guests are their own and are not necessarily those of NinjaTrader, LLC. Trading futures involves substantial risk and may not be suitable for everyone, and trading futures can result in losses greater than the initial required margin. Traders should only trade futures with risk capital. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose without jeopardizing your financial security or current lifestyle. You can find additional disclosure information on the NinjaTrader website.